What's up, everybody? Look, I just wanted to bring to you some of the best clips from this year. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something from it. I hope you subscribe to the channel. But here we go. Here's the best of this year so far. A desperate person is the most volatile, they're the most dangerous person, I personally believe. A desperate person will do anything to get what they want, even if it means firing everybody, shifting focus, just cleaning house, all of that stuff. When you become desperate, that's when you start operating in that red zone. And it's like, I don't really know what I stand for. We go back to vision. I don't know what the vision is. I thought you said the vision was this, but I'm just trying to stay afloat at this point. But when it comes to GPA in real life, this comes down to goal, purpose, and assignment. And this never leaves you. See, the thing is, internally within yourself, you've forgotten about your GPA, your goal, purpose, and assignment, because you're not looking at what you should be doing. You're not looking at why you should be doing what you're doing. And you're not saying, hey, I got put down here, and this is how I fit into the vision that I set out for myself. All right. I want some of you to start to think about, especially when it comes to the assignment, why am I doing what I'm doing? And how does that align with what I have? And I have one question for you today. See, I want to ask you who you are when you're not winning. Like, who are you? Because a lot of you, see, you're at the top of the mountain. Like, you got the money in the bank account, you got the cars, you got the clothes, you got all this stuff. But see, the thing is you're giving something up for that. And the problem really is when you're not winning, you're a completely different person. And everything is against you when you're not winning. And everything is when the sun's not shining, it's a problem now. But when the sun is shining, everything's all good and we can lay off. See, when there's no adversity, when there's nothing to rock the boat, when there's nothing to hold you accountable to anything, when there's nothing pushing you to be a better person than who you are today, you become a completely different individual. See, you got the money, the bank account is full, the clothes are nice, you got the nice shoes, you got the cars, you're taking flights, you're taking vacations. But when those things can't happen, you become somebody else. You become somebody that's Debbie Downer. You become somebody who, woe is me, I'm the victim, everything is against me, the world has it out for me, the man is trying to get me to do whatever. But you were just winning on the other side and everything was good and nothing could stop you. But I thought if nothing could stop you, then even during your peaks and your valleys, especially when you're in your valleys, you can come out of it because nothing can stop you. See, that's the question I wanted to ask you today. And I just wanted you to think it through. Who are you? Because it doesn't matter to me what happens when you win and who you are when you're winning and the situations are ideal for you. What speaks more to me is when things aren't going right, when you don't have the money, when the storm is here and it's not shining outside, when your fence fell in your backyard, when things are going wrong, when you're not getting promoted, when you're not getting praised at work, who are you? See, that's the question that I have for you today. See, I want to just bring to your attention that, look, we have a duty to actually lead people. So what do I mean by that, Corey? And so I saw something the other day and it said, you can't coach individuals. You can't call yourself a coach if you're the individual who only coaches the people at the highest level, the people who have the money to sign up for all of these things and whatnot. And I got the message behind it, but I wanted to bring to your attention because when you choose to go down the journey of leadership, when you choose to go down the journey of development, when you choose to go down the journey of uplifting people to a level that they have not priorly seen in their life, you can't work with only people who are the most highly motivated, who are the most talented, who are the most gung-ho to go towards the objective that they have right now. When a position is brought up to you, you can only work with an individual who says, yeah, I already know the path that I'm going. I've been putting in the work for 10 years already. These are the people who I'm going to work with. You can't do it. See, like, I'm talking about something different from business qualifying people. What I'm saying is, you cannot say I'm a great leader if you only take the people who are already on the path. Like, you got to take people down the path that they may not see already. You got to take that people down the path that maybe they're taking steps, but they don't quite see what the end could be for them. Maybe they're making the right decisions in life, but they don't really see what vision they can really live. They don't see the things that they can really have. They don't see the I guess the output that they can really bring to life. See, that's the thing I want you to think about today. Are you truly leading people, or are you cherry picking the people that you're leading? Are you truly a steward for people? We talk about servant leadership. Are you truly serving people, or are you waiting for the people that are serving themselves to come to you? There's a talk I give, it's a triangle offense. And I can show you exactly how things can cave in on you. But things start with people. The people drive everything else, right? We look at the Great Resignation right now. What's the Great Resignation really showing us? Not that people just want new jobs. Like, if you think about real estate right now, it's a seller's market right now, or buyer, sellers, whatever. Because you can just name your price. You just name your price. They'll buy it probably above what you even asked for. They'll come with cash in hand with some duffel bags and stuff. And you sold your house. It's an employee's market right now. You can go apply for jobs, probably get some stuff that you haven't even done before, but you had a similar skill set to it, so they hired you, pretty good salary, and you're good to go. See, a lot of these companies don't realize is that the Great Resignation and COVID and through all these times has shown that your cultures aren't as good as you thought they were. Mm-hmm. And what we focused on from there was process and productivity, and then we swept to the side the people. See, the really good companies of the world had uplifted their people. We see how they're profitable. It doesn't really matter. They sing their praises. They may not be the most profitable people ever in the world, but their long game, because this game doesn't stop in business. We do this every day, every month, every year. Until you stop breathing, you have to go do the thing and reach the goal that you're trying to get in, if you want a metric, if you will. It doesn't stop, but we push the people to the side. And so as an administrator, anybody really, everybody at this point, if you listen to me before, the supervisors are the face of your company. But I'm not going to talk about that right now, because we know they ebb and flow. What your company is, they are the face of your company. When you get to that manager, director level, vice president level, you get regional vice president, regional manager, whatever, y'all stop worrying about the people, when in reality you should focus ever more so on the people. Because when you have good productivity is a $55 billion issue right now. Lost, not gained, lost, because people aren't engaged, because people don't want to do the work, because people aren't putting forth the effort that they really could, because they know tomorrow they're going to get fussed at over something else. The people matter. Yeah. Am I saying don't hold people? Because this whole thing is about accountability. Am I saying don't hold people accountable? No. Actually, the statistics show that people want to be held accountable. They want to have conversations where they're grown and they're developed into potential leaders. And then the companies say, well, I don't have a pipeline, Shannon. I'm not sure I'm confident in my pipeline of people to become leaders in my company. Why? Because you're not focused on the people. You're focused on the process and the productivity. See, this was a conversation I just had with a director, and I was giving her some feedback, and she said, you know what's funny? Because I talked to her pretty similar to this, and I said, it's all about the people. Just because you grow up like in scale and in scope of job, it doesn't mean forget about them. Yeah. Make your rounds. I am somebody. Hey, how's it going? Because I said, if I had to ask you today, if anybody saw you send them a message or via WebEx or whatever, or Microsoft Chat or whatever, if someone had to send you a message, would they be like, ooh, she's checking in? Or would they be like, oh boy, what did I do today? I said, don't answer that right now. But I said, something you want to think about is when you trickle down to your manager, when that manager trickles down to them, how does your manager feel? So then she brought up the question, Shannon. She said, oh, that was very good, because we had a directors meeting the other day, and something that was posed to us for us to think about was, does your team feel safe coming to you for answers, a question, or development? And I laughed to myself real quick, because I said, y'all in a director meeting talking about, does your team feel? That's like leadership 101.
Yeah.
Do they feel safe? Like, what do you mean do they feel safe? Like, everyone should feel safe at work. But that goes to show that there may be some issues underlying in that particular area, because y'all all get, if you want to avoid all three of those mistakes, especially, new leaders, even if you're listening to this and you've been in the game for a while and you say, you know what, I think it's always good to refresh. If you focus less on building fences and you focus more on building tables, you'll succeed at these.
I love it.
But I always live my life by saying, like, I don't want to be heard. I want to be hard to beat. Like, I want the work to speak for itself. I want the things that I can do, because when you look into my real life, they're going to say, oh, he really got it. Oh, he really can do these things. Oh, he's really, he really works hard. Well, see, there's some things in life that you're going to get pushed to the side. You got to be able to push that through. But see, there's people, and it will happen to you. You will sit down and say, because I am not there, I cannot. Because I have not experienced, I cannot. When in reality, I just need you to put me in the environment. I just can't wait to make it to Friday. We all been there. We say it all the time. I just can't wait to make it to Friday. Man, if I could just get to Friday. And then you go down the line, man, how's you doing today? Man, it's a Monday. And then you go to the next day, man, it's Tuesday. And then y'all know probably the commercial, they be like, oh man, it's Wednesday, hump day. And then you say, Thursday, Friday Junior. And then you say, man, it's Friday. I can't wait till 5 o'clock to get off. I'm gonna go sit with my family. I'm gonna go party with my friends. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Don't be that. Don't live the same cycle. What's up, y'all? Look, I had a message I just wanted to share with y'all real quick. Like, you can't choose when success happens for you, right? Like, you reach the top of the mountain, you reach the promotion, you reach the raise, like you reach the praise that's happened to you in your life. And so you're like, man, I'm on high right now. But we don't get to choose when the actual success happens, right? So you get into your new position, you get into your new team, like things are looking good for you, and then boom, you get hit with a wall. So what happens from there? Like, are you connected to that, the fact that you got whatever praise, whatever thing that positive happened in your life, are you connected to that? Or do you say, like, hey, I'm committed to this process, and because I've been here before, because I've overcame, because I've hit adversity, and I've accomplished whatever I needed to, is that what's going to drive me forward? So that's the message for y'all today. Like, can you overcome when the adversity actually hits? And then can you understand that success happens on its own time, not when you want it to? Because there's individuals in life that have no traction. I was one of those individuals. I sat down on the porch at 15 years old with my mother, working 2 and 3 jobs, and I'm having a conversation with my brother because we had no lights on in the house. And we would sit outside because there was no lights on, and it's cooler outside than it was on the inside. But I knew in that moment, I had a conversation with my brother, and I said, there has to be more than life. There has to be more than sitting on the porch, working 2 and 3 jobs just to keep the lights off. There's no reason that it should happen. Why can somebody have a nice house? Why can somebody buy a big truck? There's no reason for it. I can get it too. Why can't I have it? And I realized at the end of the day, if not me, then who? To uplift this community, I'm gonna be the one. People say, Corey, why do you speak? Because I've been attentive to myself, therefore I can pour into other people. They say, Corey, why do you go up on these stages? Why do you work with these companies? Because I paid attention to myself. That way I can pour into other people. See, I want the challenge for you this week is to make a better you. I want you to be attentive to yourself. That way you can be attentive to other people. See, I've taken positions, I've done different things. They said, Corey, why do you're such in a coach mode all the time. You want to help people. You want to see people succeed. But I can't do that until I paid attention to myself. I was at a point in life where I said, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to help people. But the question was, how do I help them get somewhere that I've never been? How do I help someone learn something that I don't know? How do I help somebody achieve a feat that I've never seen before? I had to pay attention to me. See,
To the part of the show where we leave you with this week's mind shift moment. Usually I give you all a video or something inspirational, but this time I said, you know what, Corey, you've never done a mind shift moment, all of these episodes that we've done. So Corey is giving you all this week's mind shift moment.
Yeah. So, Shannon, as we were talking through this entire show we just did, the number one thing that came to mind was like, we don't get to tell success when it happens, right? And so we talked about all these topics of people saying, hey, my boss is treating me wrong. Hey, should I open this business? What should I do for the holidays? All these different things. Like, we don't get to say when success happens. So we're giving you tips on certain things to do, right? That gives you an increased chance of when success happens. And so I'm reminded of a story. And, there was a coach. He takes over. He actually took over my old high school football team. And so everybody's excited and everybody's like, yeah, he's going to turn the program around. And so what he meets the first game of the season is he meets the team who won the state championship, which was in the same city, and got blown out. And so I'm sending him a message because I'm like, hey, look, all the hype was around you. All the inputs were there. They were showing that the players were getting to work. They were showing that all these things were happening. But the thing is we don't get to pick when success happens, right? Like, when you open that repair shop for yourself and then you start doing your work and, some people are coming in, but then other people aren't coming in. Like, you don't get to pick when success happens. You get to pick when work happens. Like, when people say, hey, Corey, you have this little speaking business over here. And now they're like, hey, can you come speak for me? Or, how much did you get paid for 30 minutes? How much did you get paid for an hour? Man, hey, don't tell me when success happens, right? Like, I'm sure Shannon's heard himself when he was like, he's the godfather of consulting right now. But when people first probably came out and heard, what is the CEO within? They probably said, oh, man, that's that little consulting business over here or whatever. And now he's doing deals with big corporations, right? Like, we're talking about deals on the backside that people are like, yo, if I could just make that in the next probably 10 years, I would be fine. But we don't get to tell when that success happens, right? The only thing we can do is tell when work should happen. And so that's the mind shift moment for today is I want you to think about when you're putting in the work, when you're doing the thing that you need to do, when you're opening that business, when life hits you and a fire has burned down your building and you're figuring out how to come back up, you come back better because you're not going to know when the success will happen. What's going to happen to you is you're going to get knocked down and you're going to open your business. And yes, success is within reach, but that doesn't mean success is going to happen today. So I want you to think about this, right? No matter what you do in life, as you work, as you go towards success, as you get ready for success, because that's a big part of it too. Some people say, I just want all these things, Shannon, but they're not ready for success to happen. They're not ready for success because guess what you keep talking about? What should I do when failure happens? And you're too scared to get over failure. See, look, I'm going to leave you with this. The number one thing you have to battle with in your life is to become someone that you have to become someone that others can be you can be accountable for others, that someone else can lean on, that someone else can come to you and say, can you help me? See, the only thing that allows you to do that is to put the work in. So look, don't worry about when success will happen. Worry about when you will put the work in and then just be ready for success to happen.